What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here, and we're going to continue this series, which is basically people wanting me to rank or list my favorite, basically, category of handguns, right? So for this category, it's going to be pocket pistols. And what do I mean by pocket pistols? I mean true pocket pistols. I'm not talking single stacks, such as the Glock 43 or, like the XDSs or the Shields. I'm talking true pistols that'll fit in almost any pocket. Let's get into it. But before we get started, hit the like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on this video. Let me know your thoughts on any of these pocket pistols, or if you agree with my ratings. Now, on top of that, what I want to say is, if you practice, if you train, if you put effort and resources into training, you can get amazing with any handgun. That's why there's someone who's ranked top 30 in the world in professional shooting, and he uses a Glock 26. Everyone else is out there with these tungsten frames and steel frame competition firearms. He's there with a plain Jane 26 with an optic on it, and he's ranked 30th in the world, or 26th, so that whatever it was. Just goes to show, regardless how small the handgun, the caliber of the handgun, anything, you can get really good with it. And that's why I don't mind carrying pocket pistols, because what I use them for is deep concealment, or simple like activities where you're jogging or running, or the turkey trot, or you're being active with your kids, whatever the case may be. I carry them as backups occasionally too. If I go to a bad area, I'll have my 26 or my Shield Plus or whatever, and then I'll have one of these in my pocket just in case. You never know. But mainly what I use them for is what I said: activities, safer areas, stuff like that. Let's get into it. There's only one 9mm on the table, and that's going to be the Diamondback DB9 Gen 4. Just wanted to point that out before we get started. But my favorite pocket pistol out of these 7, man, this is hard, but I think I'm going to have to go with the Ruger LCP Max. It just has 10+1 capacity in this small setup. It's just a little bit thicker than the rest of these, and man, is it shootable. It's got an awesome trigger on it for a pocket pistol. Night sights right out of the box. This one actually has a decent finish on it, so I haven't seen any rusting from it. Like I said, 11 rounds in this tiny little setup, about the size of your hand. Absolutely amazing, unreal handgun. Shout out to Ruger for making this, and it's affordable, which I love. I love seeing great affordable pistols for people. Next up, I have to go my Glock 42. It's going to be the largest handgun on the table, and once again, these are all safety checked and cleared prior to the video. But we're going to go with my Glock 42. Yes, I've added some stuff to it. Aftermarket Ameriglo IDOT sights. As you can see, it's a little gunked up from some pocket carry, no big deal. Added some grips to it, just a cool back plate from Millspin. Nothing special to it, but you can fit 2 fingers on it, wrap that other one there, and you got 6+1 of 380 ACP. And I carry it with Underwood Extreme Defender rounds, so they tend to penetrate more, but still stop at the right time. Overall, great handgun. Love the 42. It's been 100% reliable for me, even though I've heard a lot of people have had issues with theirs. Next up, I'm going to go with the Smith & Wesson M&P Bodyguard, 6+1 of 380. What I like about this is it's one of the only pocket pistols with a manual safety, and some people want that. Now, what doesn't make sense for this handgun, having that manual safety, is you have like a 10 or 12 pound trigger pull. That is your safety. I would understand the manual safety being something on like the Ruger LCP Max that has a great trigger. Obviously, you don't expect it on the Glock, because the Glock has its safeties on the inside as well, and so you never see external safeties on Glocks unless they're for military contracts. But on this handgun, I do like it because it does give people an option, especially when you're pocket carrying. If you have a soft holster or stuff, people get nervous. But just a good handgun. It's pretty decent ergonomics for the size of it. Never had a single issue with my M&P Bodyguard, so absolutely love this thing. Very easy to aim. Just a good tiny little thing. I mean, like I said, very tiny, very small, and once again, deep concealment. Sometimes you don't want to have the conversation if someone sees you printing. You're at a family's house and they don't like handguns, right? You don't want to bring up that conversation. Just tuck it in your pocket. You're good to go. Next up might surprise you, but the Taurus Spectrum. This thing has been 100% reliable for me. Yes, it looks crazy. It looks sort of futuristic, but very interesting. It almost has like rubber grips on it, which really feel good in the hand. And when you're shooting them, you notice it feels good. Also, the serrations are like rubber. They're not like actual metal. It's like rubber. The sights are junk, but if you guys want to see me shoot this thing and shoot it fast, look up Spin Firearms Taurus Spectrum shooting, and you'll see me shoot this thing fast and accurately. And most people will say that trigger's garbage, but when you're live firing it, it's actually really nice. I haven't had one malfunction with my Taurus Spectrum. This thing's $200. $200, and it is made in Miami, Florida, so that tends to be Taurus's better location for firearms. Their factory or warehouse is down there, and that's where they create them. Tends to be a little bit more reliable than the Brazil factory firearms. So absolutely love the Taurus Spectrum. People can hate all they want. Doesn't matter to me because it's been reliable. Next up is a Diamondback DB9 Gen 4. The only 9mm pocket pistol on the table. Also one of the only 9mm pocket pistols in existence. And what I mean by that is a semi-automatic pocket pistol that has actual more than 1 or 2 rounds or whatever the case may be. 6+1. I know Kel-Tec makes one, but they're not being sold actively or made actively. Whereas the DB9 Gen 4, like I said, it's on its 4th generation. And a lot of people had issues with the first 3 gens of all the Diamondbacks. But this one has been great. And it's 9mm. Obviously, it's plus P rated. The ergonomics of this are probably the best out of any of these handguns because of how wide it is. Still has a very short barrel. Takes Glock pattern sights. You can swap out those sights to whatever you want. Comes with really good sights right out of the box, actually. A U-notch with an orange front. Absolutely love it. Takes down like a Glock. Just a good small pocket pistol. You can get these for about $230. And being 9mm, 6+1 and 9mm, absolutely great. So, once again, you can still fit it in your pocket. Still very small, very light, very thin, and very manageable. Once again, you can look it up. Spin Firearms shooting the Diamondback DB9 Gen 4. And this thing rips. I mean, it rips. And for 9mm, you would think this has a lot of recoil. It doesn't. It's very, very manageable. I absolutely love the Diamondback DB9 Gen 4. I just do prefer the other ones better. But this has been great for me. And the finish is really nice because you are not going to have any rusting issues. The problem with some of these Rugers is they rust. And the whole point of pocket carry is deep concealment and keeping it in your pocket. But the problem is you sweat. Whenever your handgun sits up against your thigh and you're being active, you sweat. So the problem with Rugers is they put this crappy finish on it and then it rusts all day in your pocket. Even if you lubricate it and clean it and all that, it just comes, the lubricant comes off and then it starts to rust. So having an awesome finish on it like this is really nice. So that's why I like the Glock 42, the Spectrum, the Bodyguard as well. They don't rust. Next up, oh heck no. No, it's not. Heck no. I'm just messing with you guys. I grabbed that on purpose. We'll get into it. The LCP Original. I like this thing. It's a great handgun. I just don't like the rust factor. But I do pocket carry it often. I clean it often. Never had a single issue with it. Man, does this thing rip for how small it is. The trigger's a little heavier. It's definitely nowhere near the trigger of the LCP Max. But once again, it's a pocket pistol, so that heavy trigger pull is your safety. I absolutely love the LCP. You can get 2 good fingers on it. You can shoot this thing really well, just like the rest of the handguns on this table. It just takes time and effort. 0 issues with mine. It's been good so far. Absolutely love this thing. It does not lock back on the last shot, which is a problem for some people, but it's not for me. Not a single issue with this. That's the LCP. Last but definitely least, the worst handgun on this table. I would never recommend this to anybody unless yours works, which I've not had that luxury. Then this thing's crap. But if yours works, power to you, because I love the finish on it. The finish on the controls, there's going to be 0 rust. It comes with better sights than all these except for the LCP Max and the Diamondback. It comes with nice metal 3 dots. It's also the thinnest 380 in the world in production 380 in the world. This is the Beretta Pico. It's thinner than the Ruger. It's thinner than the Bodyguard. Everyone always, whenever I say that, they go, no, it's not. No, it's not. Yes, it is, guys. It is the thinnest production 380 in the world. 6+1 to 380. It's thinner than the Bodyguard. And how I know this? I asked some holster makers. And they said, yes, indeed, this is the thinnest. It is so tiny. On top of that, it's the one with the least grip. Look at this. Look at one finger. So you get 1.5 fingers on this handgun. On top of that, it looks sort of ridiculous. Now, the first 100 rounds went great for me. Since then, it's been jam-o-matic. I mean, even with target ammo, it just doesn't feed properly. It just has all sorts of issues. Failures to extract, so it's obviously springs or guide rod problem or a fitment problem. But, I mean, look at the grip. That's just sort of sad. I mean, give us a little bit more. I'm one for I have no problem keeping my finger off a base plate. Like, I'm no problem, you know, with the LCP Max carrying it with my finger down here, because my main carry is the Glock 26 and I carry it with the flush mag. I have no problem tucking my pinky. But with this, it's just a little ridiculous having 1.5 fingers on that firearm. It feels really weird, and it's so thin it just doesn't feel good. Compared to like the Diamondback, look how wide that grip is. It gives you something to hold on to lengthwise or widthwise this way. And so you really can get down with this handgun. That's why I threw a whole grip on the LCP. The Glock 42 just has a better overall feeling grip. This just feels crazy. And on top of it being unreliable, I will never carry this thing. I don't trust it. And I will not sell it because I don't want someone else to get stuck with it. So I will be contacting Beretta to get this thing fixed, hopefully, because I love pocket pistols. And if it can get fixed, it's a good shooter. And it's got a paddle mag release, which is actually pretty nice. It does take some time to get used to, though. It's really stiff, but other than that, it is what it is, guys. I was hoping for better out of it because I love pocket pistols, but the only unreliable one on the list. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.